Don't you love peaches? Look how many peaches are on this tree. This is one of the trees that went through that ice storm we had. Wow, peaches. The problem with lots of peaches is they weigh a lot. And when you get a lot of weight, your tree can fall over, which is exactly what happened here. Well, the tree hasn't fallen over exactly. It's the heavy peach-laden limbs have fallen over. So we need to make some decisions. We're going to need to sacrifice fruit either way, and we may need to cut some limbs off. We had trimmed this tree up beautifully, and then the ice storms came and some limbs broke, and we had to retrim those. But obviously I'm going to need to take a bunch of peaches off to save this tree, because they're just going to get heavier and this is going to start snapping. So yeah, stay tuned to see what happens with the peach tree. This one also is getting pretty heavy. I'm going to have to climb up there and take some peaches off. We've tied part of it up with some rope. But yeah, it's starting to sag too, so I think we're going to have to sacrifice some fruit. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're over at the peach tree, trying to lighten the load, and what I've decided to do is look over peaches and see if there's any insect damage on them, and if there is, I'm tossing them. I think I'm going to have to sacrifice more than just insect damaged peaches. So this one's got some stuff right there. Because it's just not lightening up as much as I want it to. So anyway, we're gonna just continue on here. Oh, this hurts so bad. Getting rid of perfectly good peaches to try to save the tree. That's that tree. That tree is a mess, but we'll come back when we're done. We'll show you what happened, how we did, and if it worked. So fingers crossed. Okay, you guys, so I took a little break and went inside and opened up a couple of my books. I know, we rarely use books anymore, right? And I just did a real little review on how to thin fruits and why to thin fruits. So first of all, I should say this is way too late to really be thinning fruit, but I had high hopes that this tree would be able to withstand the fruit that was on here, but I really didn't think I was going to have this much fruit, and I didn't pay too much attention. Anyway, okay, so when thinning fruit, apparently sometimes you'll get two blooms really close to each other, and you don't want to have fruit this close together because they'll rub together and they won't get to be full-size fruits. So in addition to, we're going to pull off the ones that have insect damage, we're also going to pull off these and like this tiny one that didn't really grow, to make sure that one of them can survive to be a big, lovely fruit. The other thing we're going to notice in the same area is that you want to have fruit growing about 6 inches apart. So this to this, the hang loose, right? That's about 6 inches in most people. If you have small hands like me, it's more like 5, but anyway, you get the idea, right? So from here to here is really the spacing, right? So that means that one goes, and you just give it a twist, and that one goes. Ooh, one-handed, okay. And then we leave these two. And that also means that this one up here, behind this leaf, needs to go. So we're going to do that on all these trees because we got fruit everywhere. We're going to look at bug damage, and I've been feeding these to the chickens, so I'm going to have to just start some extra buckets. We got to get this tree back up, you guys. So, all right, I'm going to go crazy and start tossing fruit like mad. So here we go. Alright, you guys, so after hours and hours, I think I have the fruit all twisted off as it should be. I ended up with, I don't know, I think I have about 50 pounds of fruit in here or more. You can, they're big pieces. They really should have been pulled before this, but dude, I went on vacation, they were small, and came back and they were huge. So this tree is pretty much back up off the ground on its own power. This one, even though I went through the whole thing twice, it's still mostly falling over. So I have my trusty ladders out. A ladder here. I like these folding ladders like this. I've used them for this before, but what I really need to do is get ahead of the game and start pulling fruit early, which I'm going to put on my list of to-dos in the spring. Anyway, I have another ladder there. I have a third ladder there for this higher limb, and then I have just like a cross post right there. This one, I'm just going to try to tie back up. This was the tie from before, but I'll go ahead and try to fix that up. But anyway, lots and lots of fruit still. So we'll see what the harvest is like. God, it just kills me to pull this fruit off, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I'm gonna hold on to some of these, like the couple of these that are in this basket, and my plums as well, were starting to ripen as I was pulling them off. See, that one's had animal bite though, so that's no good. So I'm keeping some of them, and I think some of these bigger ones may ripen too. So I dumped a gob in with the chickens of apples, peaches, plums, and pears, because I've got the same issue on all my trees, right? So look at all these apples that have fallen on the ground. At least the trees aren't falling over, but I'm getting a lot of apple foliage because of the birds, but still lots and lots of apples, and I really need to come through and thin these as well, which I'll do. But it's the same principle, so you probably don't need to watch me thin apples as well. Alright, so there you have it. These are my runner beans. Look how good they're doing. Yay, beans. Go, go, go. Beautiful, aren't they, though? It's very cool for like a fence cover. Then I've got some of the pink beans down there. Anyway, and a beautiful sunflower. Gotta have sunflowers, right? All right, you guys. So there I am with the peaches. I'll keep you apprised of what happens. Hopefully, no limbs will break, and yeah, during harvest, which should be in a few weeks, we'll check back in. And yeah, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you have a good use for me to do with all these unripe peaches, if they were ripe, I'd do something with them, but they're not. So we'll see if they ripen up, but by then the bees will be all over them, I suppose. But anyway, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.